I tried to tell you. I told you so. We had this conversation. We literally had this conversation months and months and months ago about buy now, pay later, Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay, PayPal. We've had this conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Never mind. Let's just get straight into the article. Buy now, pay later is the new norm for online shoppers. Everybody is financing everything and they are not paying cash for the purchases that they make online. Everything is financed now. If you want to make money, make sure you get into the. You know what? I actually just read an article. Just read an article recently. I think it was yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, or it might have been 2 days ago, about how the afterpay servicers, the Klarnas, the Affirms, all of that, right, are starting to deal with defaults. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Let's just jump into the article. In a survey of e-commerce shoppers, 80%, so this is them admitting it, which means that it's probably higher than the ones that admit it. But in a survey of e-commerce shoppers, 80% of respondents say they've tried pay later options in the last year, and almost half do it weekly or more. That's insane. E-commerce shoppers, the majority of it is doing it buy now, pay later. That means that if you go on some site like Amazon or even StockX, right? You are buying your sneakers and your t-shirts and all of the other little gadgets and gizmos that you don't need to impress people that don't even like you, and you are financing it. Most of you are having a problem because otherwise you wouldn't be financing it in the first place. But you're financing your purchases, and most of you have tried it, and now the majority of you still continue to do so. So it's like a payday loan, but in reverse. Let's continue. Here's a bit, and this is a sentiment of buy now, pay later. 19% views it as negative. 21% don't care, and 60% view it as positive. Wow, we have really done a number on the people that are participating in society believing that this is the way in which you're supposed to operate. Listen, I like Dave Ramsey. As a matter of fact, I might do a whole show on Dave Ramsey's thoughts and principles. However, I've always believed that there's another level beyond Dave Ramsey. This is telling me that the majority of the population don't even subject themselves or have raised their standards up to even meet the baby steps that Dave Ramsey teach. Great bit in the Disney film Raya and the Last Dragon where a kid tells a long missing dragon that she doesn't have to pay for things now because of credit. So disguised as a human, the dragon blunders off to a village bazaar and pilfers everything she wants, chanting to all, "Don't worry, credit." I see where they're going with this. Something similar has happened in real life as vendors, including Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, and many others, offering buyers instant credit in the form of BNPL, buy now, pay later. Retailers want people to buy with this new form of layaway where you get the product right away and pay it off in multiple installments because of fees that make them money. So not only do the servicers of buy now, pay later make money, okay, but they also get you to buy more than you normally would had that option not been available, which is one of the reasons why I preach against credit cards. It's not that credit cards are bad because it allows for you to be able to build credit, the gamification of the system that then gets you to buy more than you really want to. But it gives you this mindset that you can afford something that you really can't afford. That's the whole idea behind credit in the first place. Traditionally, people save for what it is that they want, or they built it as they went, and then they had no debt, right? And let's be clear. Based off of the current system, there is a such thing as good debt and bad debt. But there's bad debt and then there's worse debt. Maybe I'll do a whole show on it tomorrow. This is bad debt, worse debt. Because anytime that you have to borrow or basically do an artificial layaway in order to buy the things that you really want and then leverage credit in order to do so is a problem. because credit is not there for you to, well, actually it is, because it actually makes the serves alone a lot more money. I digress. I take that last part back. Amazon instituted the option to buy anything that's over $50 using buy now, pay later via the third party finance company, which obviously they're incentivizing you to buy even more stuff from Amazon. That's the whole game. And they make money for the fees. And Amazon has offered financing even longer for PCs and PC parts. So the more that you buy, the more that you finance. And obviously, we know that if credit is not even really a factor and that they don't do the checks in order to determine whether you can really afford it, that the fees go up even more. We'll get there. Buy now, pay later has grown to the pandemic, and because people with extensive loans think former students are trying not to take on more long-term debt, still using buy now, pay later could impact your credit. But that's not stopping people from trying it. So despite the fact that it is probably bad for you and your credit, people are still doing it. In a survey of 1,000 online shoppers, 700 of whom had used buy now, pay later service, consumeraffairs.com reports, Consumer Affairs, this is a reputable company or a reputable site, reports that 60% of respondents are feeling pretty great about it. Feeling good. Yeah, got what I wanted. Stunting on these hoes. Especially the older crowd, baby boomers, 57 to 75, still ain't learned their lesson, and this is why I say they always failed us in relationships and credit and all. Let's continue. Have been using buy now, pay later before it was cool. Well over a year. They the foundation of this thing. PayPal is the most common buy now, pay later app, despite it coming late to the party, ahead of Amazon, followed by services including Afterpay, Klarna, and Affirm. They got the pros, the cons. This is sad. This is very, very sad. Anyways, again, don't say that I did not warn you. Do not tell me that it is a good service. I don't want to hear it on the back end, and then you got inflation on top of it. So usually also, this is one of the downfalls of buy now, pay later. In addition to the fact that you're doing things that you wouldn't normally do if you had to pay cash, right? They can charge you anything that they want to charge you. And you know why? Because you're not necessarily looking at the price. You're looking at the price you're going to have to pay in installments in order to make sure that you can afford that product. It's just like people that finance a house. They go and get the 30 instead of getting the 15. The 30 is more attractive because they're looking at the payments instead of looking at the amount of interest that they're going to wind up paying at the end of that whole thing. This is too much for me. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Make sure you join the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter. And then if you need to kick it with me personally, holler at me at my website, AntonDaniels.com, and we're going to get you set up. Click the email link. Email me at AntonDaniels413@gmail.com. You need me more than ever. You fucking need me more than ever to get your life in order. Stop using this buy now, pay later, especially if you're part of my tribe. I bet not hear one of my Patreon members is using buy now, pay later. We're going to have a problem. It's going to be some furniture moving up in that joint. And I'm going to see y'all in New York because we got the Patreon live stream meetup very, very soon. Make sure you share this with your family and friends because I don't want to have to be equal accountability partners by ourselves. Y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all know what y'all ain't supposed to be doing. Come on, man. Let's get it together. Let's focus. Jeez, oh, peace.